Our PowerPoint presentation today is about collaboration, communication, listening, and responding. Our book defines collaboration as the style of direct interaction between two co-equal parties voluntarily engaged in sharing decision-making as they work towards a common goal. Both parties are on the same level. They're both equally respected in the group. Characteristics of collaboration: you want both your parties involved, or all parties involved, to be volunteers. You want parity among the participants in the party. You want everybody to be treated as equals. They all need to have a shared goal, just at least one goal in common. They all need to share responsibility. They all need to participate and help make the decisions. They all need to share resources, even if it's time, skills. This also helps create parity among the group, and everybody involved needs to be accountable for the success and or failure of the project. Results of collaboration: there's an appreciation for the style of teaching. It is much harder to work with a partner than it is by yourself. You have a gained trust in your collaborating partner, and there is a challenges of collaboration: the school structure. They may wish for you to work independently or by yourself. There might be an imbalance in power in the relationships of the people doing the collaborating, and there's always an issue with time. Components of collaboration are personal commitment. You want everyone involved to be committed. Communication skills, interaction process, program and services, and context. Communication is defined as the management of messages with the objective to create meaning. Types of communication include linear view, where you would maybe send a text message or something to someone. There's not maybe a face-to-face interaction. Interactional view are two-way process, where someone would say something and the other person would respond. And there's the transactional view, where both parties are communicating meaningfully. Interpersonal communication is defined as a complex transactional communication process through which people create shared meaning through continuously and simultaneously exchanging messages. Principles of communication: it is unavoidable. Even if you do not say anything, you are communicating to people. It is irreversible. You need to think before you speak. Make sure you're not saying anything you don't need to. And interpersonal communication effectiveness can be learned, so we do need to practice this. Being a competent communicator includes developing skills. You need to have different skills to participate in different communication settings. Choose and adapt your behavior of communication, and listen and monitor yourself when you are communicating with others, and communicate with others as individuals. Nonverbal communication includes your body language, how you hold yourself, vocal cues, maybe the pitch and tone of your voice, and your spatial relations, how far you are away from the person you are talking to. Listening is when you want to show a desire of what the other person is saying, and you listen to others to obtain information. To improve your listening skills, you want to set listening goals for yourself, eliminate distractions, you yourself talk less, and avoid prejudgments, avoid interruptions, and focus on the content and context of the messages of the person speaking. Responding occurs in two parts: when you're listening, and then the second part when you actually respond. There's different ways of responding. You have prompting, paraphrasing, reflecting, and questioning. And giving feedback to people, it needs to be descriptive and specific. It needs to be directed towards changeable behaviors, and it needs to be concise. And you need to check for clarity, make sure they understand what you want them to change in that situation. Giving effective feedback, it needs to be sought after, and it needs to be given directly by you to that person. There doesn't need to be a second party involved. It needs to be culturally sensitive. You need to create a welcoming environment so everybody does take your feedback well. And it needs to be well timed or immediately after the situation.